Tonight, more COVID cases in the far west as the path out of lockdown becomes clearer. And NAPLAN results show some promising signs for South Australian students.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. There's been a huge drop in today's COVID numbers in New South Wales, with 882 new cases. But there's been another jump in the far west, as the state government lays out further steps to ease restrictions.
While it was good news for the state, Wilcannia continues to be a concern.
Overnight in the far west local health district we had 9 cases, all 9 cases were in Wilcannia.
That brings the total there to 59 cases. Broken Hill remains unchanged with 6. One local is in hospital. We now know she's in her 40s and is being treated at the Royal Adelaide Hospital. She remains in intensive care but is in a stable condition.
We know the best teaching and learning takes place in the classroom, but we've also got to balance that with the health advice and what we can do to keep our students and our staff safe.
School students in Broken Hill will gradually return to face-to-face learning, albeit with some mask rules from October 25. All school staff will need to be vaccinated by the 8th of November.
We won't be mandating for our students, but we will be strongly encouraging anybody who is eligible to get vaccinated, and that now, of course, includes anyone aged 12 and up.
With the federal government today confirming Pfizer bookings will open to those aged 12 to 15 from mid-next month.
We've been patiently awaiting the advice from ATAGI, which we've only received the final version of today.
Our health workers are continuing to test, trace and vaccinate.
They always manage a smile. You look at walk around, as you said, people still maintain a smile, and that's because, people are deeply committed and they care about their community.
Those health workers are receiving praise. This letter dropped to staff at Memorial Oval Testing Clinic. Thank you for helping stop COVID from spreading. Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
New preliminary data from this year's NAPLAN tests have revealed some South Australian students are showing improvement in key learning areas. Year 3 and 5 students posting their best results in reading and spelling since the tests begun in 2010.
It's the biggest improvement in test results South Australian students have seen. Australia's Curriculum Authority releasing preliminary results from this year's NAPLAN test. Year 3 to 5 students posting their highest average scores in reading and spelling.
We've seen the most rapid improvement in our NAPLAN results out of all states in Australia over the last 3 years.
The data showing the state's children are now close to achieving national minimum standards. Year 5 numeracy results, their highest since testing began in 2010. The Education Minister thanking teachers and students for their hard work.
Now, there's always more we want to do. We're always looking to do better for our kids. But the fact that we have improved so significantly over the last 3 years is a great sign.
In 2018, the state government implemented phonics checks in Year 1 to identify problems in a student's reading skills. However, the state's education union believes there are other ways to assess student achievement apart from NAPLAN.
3/4 of teachers find that NAPLAN is not very useful and it adds pressure to teachers and students. So we know that we need to have a whole overhaul of the way that we do national assessment.
School level results will be posted next year. Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Crane and barge equipment currently being used on the Joy-Baluke Bridge duplication will stay on in Port Augusta. It will be used in the demolition of the Great Western Bridge, refurbishment of the wharf, and establishment of a new swimming pontoon.
Securing the right tools for the job. This equipment is playing an important role in the duplication of the Joy-Baluke Bridge. It's now set to stay in the city and be used on a number of upcoming projects.
We will make sure that the equipment and the skills that are here in Port Augusta at the moment for the duplication of the Joy-Baluke Bridge, which we're already undertaking, will be used in a very efficient way.
Once their current job is finished, the heavy-duty cranes and barge will help out with the refurbishment of the wharf and the demolition of the Old Western Bridge. A $22 million state government package will fund what's required for maintenance of the marine infrastructure.
It has been included in the bridge project, so one would assume that they will be doing that while they're on that side of the bridge, because the new bridge will be completed, then they have to do the walkway.
Port Augusta Council welcoming the announcement. They say it's important to make the most of any piece of equipment being used in the city so that the project can be as efficient as possible.
And we as a community need now to run with that and don't sit on our laurels, as we would say. Keep promoting, get it done, get the great result we need.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A P-plater has been caught travelling at 55 kilometres an hour over the speed limit in the mid-north. At about 11:30 yesterday morning, police detected a vehicle on a pillar road travelling 155 in a 100-kilometre zone. The 18-year-old Payneham South man was found to hold just a P1 licence. He was issued a 6-month loss of licence and an on-the-spot fine of more than $1,800. Still to come tonight, Broken Hill set for better mobile and internet reception. And a bike ride with a purpose passes through Port Lincoln. Welcome back. Port Pirie Regional Council has adopted their business plan and budget for the next 3 years, improving the visual appeal of the city centre and entrances, supporting community wellbeing and increasing opportunities for residential and industrial development, outlined as priorities.
It's the second year in a row that we're delivering a budget under prediction, so we're usually running around the 5%. This year we'll be 2.7%. Probably equates to the average household of about $34 rise.
A full copy of the plan can be found online. Meanwhile, Council will financially back the Port Pirie Hockey Association. They recently submitted an application for a $100,000 loan. Mayor Leon Stevens says it will help the association purchase new LED lighting.
I think it's one of the things that we've been looking to do with sports associations a lot to help them prosper. They have actually had loans with us in the past and have been an ideal candidate for paying us back and developing the sport.
The application was passed at a special meeting earlier this week. We've never been more reliant on technology, and that's especially true in Broken Hill at the moment. Working and studying from home should soon be quicker, with the region's first 5G signal recently switched on.
Small boxes set to speed up your mobile phone. Telstra bringing 5G to Broken Hill, promising faster internet on the go.
5G and mobile technology allows you to work and get your social media and streaming and so forth when you're on the road.
And with lockdowns dragging on, the telco believes the upgrade will have vital applications.
Outside of the entertainment side of it, it's also incredibly important in things like telemedicine and being able to enable things like smart cars and smart cities.
While the city is covered, the far west is a big region. More remote areas still rely on 3G, which is set to be switched off in mid-2024.
We'll ensure that the 4G footprint is as big or bigger than the current 3G footprint before we do that.
The service is only available to those with a 5G compatible phone. The International Data Corporation says in the first quarter of 2021, 55% of phones sold were 5G capable.
It's certainly something that is building momentum.
Optus says it's finalising a timeline for its 5G rollout in Broken Hill and is working to deliver it as soon as possible. Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The natural environment at Point Lowly is about to receive some improvements thanks to a grant from the state government, while a city council will conduct works which would see some campgrounds being closed and unauthorised tracks removed.
Ensuring the natural landscape of this popular tourist spot is protected. The Whyalla City Council receiving $10,000 from the state government as part of this year's Grassroots grants.
We've come up with a list of projects that we have on file because there's always something that has to be done, and then every year we decide which projects we've got to hit.
The funds used to rejuvenate Point Lowly's natural environment. Closing unauthorised campgrounds in the area, top of the agenda. Fencing and delineation will also occur along the Santos Escape Road to protect local habitats.
The ones that we don't want people to camp will close up, but there's not too many of those, and we just ask that they don't go and colonise new areas.
Drip irrigation systems will also be placed under newly planted trees at existing campgrounds. Vegetation also protected with the installation of post and chain barrier fencing along Wilsonia Drive.
If we didn't get these funds or these funds weren't available, being able to work hand in hand with the state government through Landscapes SA, these projects wouldn't happen.
In a statement, the Environment Minister says the grants give communities a greater say on how they manage local environments. Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A Melbourne man who suffered a life-changing stroke at the age of 12 has started an inspirational journey. 28-year-old Tommy Quick visiting Port Lincoln today as he aims to cycle to the 4 furthest points of the country.
An inspirational journey that will take him right across Australia. For Tommy Quick, it is one of awareness.
Well, I wanted to promote social inclusion towards disability because I feel everyone's able.
At the age of 12, Tommy suffered a stroke that left him paralysed down the right side of his body. Since then, he has set out goals to drive him each day.
I got no goals, he said. He looked at the bike or the track and said to me, "Why don't you ride around Australia?" So I was like, yeah, why not?
For Dad Clive, he couldn't be prouder of his son.
We're very lucky in that sense that he wants to do it and he wants to sort of raise awareness for stroke, and particularly young stroke.
First it was conquering the Kokoda Trail, now on his way around Australia. Clive has no idea what's next for his determined son.
I can't imagine what the next one is, possibly the moon or...
When asked why he was doing it,
It's to really show to other people anything's possible.
Tommy's next move is to travel to Ceduna on his way to Western Australia. To follow Tommy's incredible journey, head to the 4 Points Australia website. Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. The Yorke Peninsula now hosting some disability trainees. And Port Augusta set for some showtime fun this weekend. The state government is proposing legislation to limit election call floats by the next election. The proposal would see candidates restricted to display only 4 call floats within 50 metres of booths. The state government says the laws are aimed at reducing waste and keeping the streets clean. Further exemptions could be set through legislation. The Department of Human Services has visited our region today, stopping off in Moonta to meet one of 175 trainee disability service officers. One of them has been in the role since May and says she loves helping those living with a disability.
Helping those who need it most to reach their full potential.
It's very rewarding. I love coming to work and, seeing the smiles on their faces when you walk through the door, and it's just amazing.
Based in Kadina, Taylor was among the first group of trainees to be appointed and is now one of 40 working across the state. In her day-to-day, she helps people like Heather, who lives with a disability, to live as independently as possible.
You enjoy the time with the residents and actually being able to go out and, take them for doctor's appointments, and then you get to go and take them for a walk along the beach or do their scrapbooking or whatever they like to do.
The $9.5 million initiative to recruit 175 disability support worker trainees over 2 years was announced in March this year. The recruitment drive well supported, with Kadina strongly represented.
So we've got a number of places that we provide support, and we need new disability support workers, and trainees is part of that. So yes, there's opportunities here in the region.
While it is expected more trainees will be joining Taylor at Kadina and Moonta, anyone interested is encouraged to apply.
If you ever consider working in the sector, it's amazing, it's a rewarding job, and there's always need for more support workers in disability because there's just not enough.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Our region has celebrated Daffodil Day today, helping fund vital cancer research. The Cancer Council calling on all South Australians to be the power behind the flower and donate to the cause. The Daffodil Day appeal appeared at over 60 sites across the state to sell their iconic fresh flowers and pins. Further donations can be made online or by hosting a yellow fundraiser. The Port Lincoln City Council was joining forces with Plastic Free SA to provide support to local food retailers. It will help them make the transition away from single-use plastics as early as possible. Port Lincoln businesses that join the 6-month programme will receive free information and ideas to reduce use. For more information, visit the Plastic Free SA website. Port Augusta will get a taste of a regional show with a new event setting up on the foreshore. They're promising to bring all the fun of rides, foods and show bags after many of the region's other events were cancelled.
A bit of showtime fun is on the cards for Port Augusta. After Warfest fell victim to coronavirus restrictions, nobody was expecting to see a carnival pop up on the foreshore yesterday. The Show on the Road event quickly transforming into a fully fledged showground.
We thought we'd jump back on the road, bring Show on the Road back to Port Augusta and Port Pirie again, so it's always good to see the smiles on the big families' faces again.
The tour has come about in response to the cancellation of numerous events statewide. Organisers say while the industry has been hit hard over the last 2 years, they now have renewed hope.
We've got shooting galleries, laughing clowns, jumping castle kids rides and the classic Sizzler ride.
The pop-up will be open tomorrow at 10 a.m. and close Sunday to not steal the thunder of other regional events.
We put it out on Sunday just to, not pull people away from Whyalla Show because the Whyalla Show Council had worked, pretty hard.
Yeah, look, if anything that can give our community something to enjoy themselves and have fun and get some fresh air, I think it's fantastic.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. We preview the weekend's local footy action. And Alex Sykes will have the all-important weekend weather details. Hello again. Well, after an interrupted year, it's finals time in Spencer Golf Footy, with Port Lincoln and Whyalla not far behind. Here's our experts with their tips.
Hello and welcome to round 15 of SGL football. This round we see West taking on Lions here at Memorial Oval. This could be a preview to next week's elimination final as these sides currently sit 3rd and 4th on the table. I'll be tipping Lions in this one. Over at Port Oval, it's Solly's taking on Port. Solly's have had a superb season and be looking for that to continue with the major round coming up. I'm going to tip the Cats by a big margin there. Up in Port Augusta, we got South taking on Central. South's resurgence in the second half of the season has been impressive, while Centrals are looking to miss the finals. I'll be tipping South up there.
Last round of matches coming up here in Whyalla football. Got the unusual situation that for 2 of these games they're going to repeat next week in the first round of the finals. But tonight at Bennett Oval, it's West Whyalla versus Roona Bay. First versus second. Could go either way. We'll go with top team West here. Saturday at Memorial Oval, it's North Whyalla versus Central Whyalla, perhaps on their home ground, North to win. But the match of the round is actually going to be on Saturday at Bennett Oval, the 2 bottom teams, South Whyalla versus Rapina. It's their last match. The winner will avoid the wooden spoon, and I think might be Roos who get themselves a win on Saturday.
We kick things off with match of the round at Centenary Oval, where Lincoln South are hosting Waybacks. These 2 teams are playing for second spot. Waybacks, their progression towards finals have been really good, whereas South, they probably had a month to forget with footy. I'm tipping Waybacks to win this and get the double chance in finals, win it by 3 goals. In the next game, we've got Mallee Park hosting Bostons. Mallee Park will win this, but not by enough to make the 4. Mallee Park by 8 goals. In the final game, we've got the informed Tasmans travelling to Wongaree to play Marble Range. Marble Range are undefeated. They won't lose this game. They're going to finish minor premiers on top of the ladder, Marble Range, by 4 goals.
And if you're heading to the footy or getting out and about this weekend, it's time to look at what you can expect weather-wise over the weekend. With the details, it's good evening to Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John, and good evening, everyone. Well, it was a beautiful day across our region. From 3 p.m. today, Port Lincoln was a sunny 21, Cleve was mostly sunny and 18, and Clare was sunny and 14. Looking further out now, Port Augusta, Whale and Woodner got to 21, Port Pirie had morning frost and was 20 degrees, Kadina reached 18, Broken Hill was sunny and 17, and Cooper Pedy was 25 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now, brisk southerly winds in South Australia is causing a few showers, mainly light. Skies are clearer in the north with a high pressure ridge over the region. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Northeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, seas around 1 metre, and south to southwesterly swells 1 to 2 metres. Looking at tomorrow's temperatures now, showers across the Eyre Peninsula, Port Lincoln 16, Cleve 17, and Woodner is set to reach a high of 18 degrees. Whyalla partly cloudy and 20, Port Augusta set to reach a high of 22, Kadina a shower of 2 and 17, Port Pirie possible shower in 20, Clare 15 degrees, and Broken Hill set to reach a top of 21. Taking a look through to Sunday now, Port Lincoln and Kadina showers and 17, it will be partly cloudy in Port Augusta, Whyalla and Woodner, a possible shower in Port Pirie 18, and sunny in Cooper Pedy and 21. To next week now, showers will have cleared, Port Lincoln and Kadina 19, Port Pirie and Woodner 22, 24 the top in Port Augusta, Whyalla 23, Broken Hill 20, and looking like t-shirt weather on Tuesday, sunny in Port Pirie and Whyalla 25, Port Augusta 28, Broken Hill to reach 26 degrees. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. Not long left now until Port take on the Cats. I reckon Power fans are starting to get a little excited. John, back to you.
I'm sure their fans just want us to get off the air. Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news for the week. Just a reminder, you can find us at Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. I'm John Hunt, thanks for your company. I'll have updates later, and Ruby Kamane will be with you on Monday at 7 p.m. Until then, have a great weekend. Good night.